Hello guys, so this is part 2 of discussing the different parts of C++. So since tapos na tayo sa intro of parts of C++, punta na naman tayo sa on-hand explanation ng bawat parts of the C++ code regarding the data types, basic operators, conditional statements, and the loops. So data types, we have 5 basic data types. So, start tayo sa int. Int refers to the whole numbers. Whole numbers lang yung store niya and napapakita niya. In contrary to that, the float enables the variable to have a decimal point. So, for example, if ang ginamit natin ay int, tapos nag-divide tayo ng 5 divided by 2, ang lilitaw lang ay 2 because it will not show up the decimal points. Sa float naman, if 5 divided by 2 ang ipinakita, lilitaw dyan ay 2.5 because pwede nang lumitaw ang decimal points. Sa char naman, these can store variables that only have a single letter. So maganda to pag ginagamit sa mga calculator, yung plus, negative, asterisk, and slash, mga ganun. In contrary to that again, yung string allows the user to input multiple character variables. So, pwede dito yung names, sentences, so on and so forth. Punta tayo sa basic structure ng isang line. Mga possible na makikita natin sa isang line. So, ang cout refers to the character output. And ito yung mga ipapakita ng C++ sa user. So, move on tayo sa cin. Cin stands for character input. Ito yung kadalasang ine-enter natin and ini-store ng C++ for further operations. Endel naman. Sa Endel, madami nagkaka-problema. Hindi nila alam masyado yung gamit. Pero ang basic nito is it acts like the enter key on your keyboard. It creates a new line when you use it. So, for example, ayan, sa enter name. Pag click kayo enter, mapupunta siya sa next line. Ganun din siya during a command program. Try natin gumawa ng basic code. So, ito yung ginawa ko. Enter name. Enter age. This one, the long statement. Yes, pwede kayo maglagay ng madaming statement within one cout line. This makes it easier and cleaner for the coder. So makikita, but don't forget na lagyan ng symbol every time na mag-statement ka. So here, dahil cout, ang gagamitin natin ay ang less than sign. So for further explanation, ang unang statement natin is hello, my name is. Second, pakalumitaw yung tinype nating name kanina, gagawa tayo ng bagong statement na G lang. Pwede yan, yes. Yung kung ano yung nasa CIN natin, pwede din siyang lagay sa cout. But without the double quotation. Kasi pag nilagyan na ng double quotation yan, ang lilitaw lang ay G, which is weird. So, ayan. Then, we add another statement, and I am. Ang spaces inside an asterisk, naka-count siya. Lumilitaw siya. But not an enter key. Then next, the A, dahil nag-enter tayo ng age, years old. Try natin kung gagana. Oh yeah, forgot to remove this. So, enter natin, Clark. I am 21 years old. Lilitaw dyan, hello, my name is Clark and I'm 21 years old. So, ano mangyayari pag nilagyan natin ng endel dito? Don't forget the symbol, less than, endel. Lilitaw dyan, pupunta yung Clark dito sa baba because endel is an enter key. Natin yan para mas malinis. So, gawin natin tong mas problematic, more complex. So, try natin lagyan tong if-else statement. Tanggalin na natin to. Oh yeah, makikita nyo na parang nag-gray out tong mga text na nilalagay ko. That's called a comment. You can make a comment using these slashes. this symbol right here. If you use the to symbol, it's a single line comment. So, kung ano lang yung nasa line na yun, ayun lang magiging comment. So, pag gusto nyo multiple line comment, I suggest you do this symbol and asterisk. Tapos niyan, if you want to stop the comment, you do the opposite of that. Start with asterisk and that symbol. So, you can have multiple line comment. But in this case, gagawin ko lang is double. Anything inside the comment will not show up on the final run of the program. So, and pansin nyo siguro, ang dami nakasulat dito pero bumitaw lang. Itong may kulay. Alright, so let's start with this if-else statement. So, ang if-else, gumagana siya. Naglalagay tayo ng condition sa pinakaunang if inside this symbol right here. Yep. So, in this case, dahil age ang in-enter, I thought na, why not if less than 18 years old ang tao? Let's put a minor in the statement. Oh, I still have this one. Alright. Pag hindi nasunod tong unang statement na to, yung sa unang if, automatic siya lilipat sa else. Tapos, then nga, not a minor naman dito pag 18 plus. Alright, let's try this naman. Let's remove this din pala. That. Right. Now let's try to run. So my name is Bogan once again. What if I'm 17? Dilitaw dyan. And a minor. So let's try again with the 18. Bogan, 18. And it's not a minor. So that's basically the whole gist of if-else. There's another structure that is more complex than this, but it is basically the same. So move on naman tayo sa isang for loop statement. Ano nga ba ang isang for loop statement? Basically, this is a code that loops an iteration or continuously creates an iteration until a certain condition is met. So, for example, inside the for loop statement condition natin, it is divided onto three parts. The first is the initialization or when the loop starts, and then the condition, in this case 100. That means hindi titigil yung loop natin hanggang ma-reach na yung 100. And the next is the increment or decrement. Pinapakita dito kung gaano kadami idadagdag or ibabawas kada maglo-loop yung iteration. So, pwede natin siya iset as 1 here. So, ang lilitaw dyan ngayon is it will count 1 to 100. It will count to 1 to 100 by ones. So, try natin. Yan, makikita nyo na by ones yung pagbilang niya. Pag-ibay natin itong nasa dulo, gawin natin 2. Ang lilitaw dyan is by 2 ang bilang. So, mapapansin niya na, wait, parang hindi naman ganoon yung lumitaw, but odd number yung lumitaw. That's because 1 yung starting natin. So, 1 plus 2 is equals 3. 3 plus 2 is equals to 5. So, pag ginawa natin 0 yan, it will start with 0. Try naman natin pabaliktad. Pabaliktad yung bilang. So, what will we do? Siyempre, palitan natin. Yung increment, gagawin natin decrement. And of course, the symbol. Always check the symbol. There we go. Because C++ always follow logic. So, dito, kinailangan ko palitan yung symbol ng ating condition. Na kung greater than I is equals to negative 100. Ito siyang ganyan. There are many other possible things na magagawa mo sa for loop statement. Pwede din dyan gawin. Maglalabas tayo ng hello world. Ano, ilang hello world dilitaw? Siyempre, 100. Punta naman tayo next sa while. So, what is a while loop? A while loop is basically like for loop, but this time it is used for unknown conditions. So basically, pwedeng yung user yung mag-enter dito ng condition and dun lang siya titigil. It has different statement or different code, unlike the for loop. So dito makikita natin we need to declare kung saan magsisimula yung code. You do int I equals 1 kasi I yung ginamit nating variable for our while loop. Then the while and our condition. So itong simple condition na to determines kung ilang beses mauulit yung ating loop, and that is determined by the user. So I is less than or equal to A, and then our basic cout. Dito lilitaw yung code or kung ano yung ilalabas ng computer sa atin. And of course, our increment or decrement. Kung this will always be 1. This should always be 1. So you can also use I++. Try nga natin. For example, I want hello world to appear 3 times. It will appear 3 times. Because, kunyari, ang i-enter natin dito ay 3, then this will become 3 also. Therefore, tatlo yung lalabas na hello world because I is less than or equal to 3. To repeat 3 times until the condition is fulfilled. Balik natin siya sa A. That is basically what a while loop is, compared to the for loop na may predetermined condition. Try nga ulit natin. Let's put this amount of hello world. It will continuously go till it reaches our condition, which is 1,000,000.